Welcome back to She Asked, Tools for Practical Hope. I'm your host, Anna McBride, and every week I bring conversations, stories, and tools to help you navigate life, the transitions with greater grace, greater ease, self-awareness, and hope. If you've been feeling disconnected, curious about intuition, wondering what's next for you, or if there should be something next for you, if you're on your healing journey or wondering what it means to truly reclaim your power, today's conversation is one you're not going to want to miss. Before we begin, I want to remind you that if you are navigating a transition, healing from loss, redefining your identity, or simply looking for support, you can schedule a complimentary consultation with me through my website, annamcbride.com, where you'll learn more about the workshops, the retreats, online programs, and so much more. So now let's get to today. Today, I'm joined by Min Lee, a shamanic spiritual surgeon, a multidimensional healer, and spiritual counselor who helps people heal emotional, physical, spiritual, mental wounds through her transformational energy sessions. After spending more than 30 years in television production, Min experienced a profound awakening that completely changed her life through plant medicine, spiritual exploration, and her own healing journey. She discovered gifts that ultimately led her on this new path of healing service. Today, we're going to be talking about so much about how to demystify plant medicine, also other types of healing modalities. And we're going to talk about the divine feminine and why it's critical that women do their healing work right now.
The thing with talk therapy is that it definitely has its place. Mm-hmm. And that industry is also going through its own shift because it has to.
Yeah. Because
what's happening is that when you're in talk therapy for, X amount of years, it's more of a mental kind of, I can't even think of the word. It's like you're using your mind more than anything, mm-hmm. right? It doesn't fully connect you on the mind, body, and spirit level.
Right.
So what ends up happening is that you almost kind of talk about the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And either you kind of re-traumatize yourself or like you can't really break out of that cycle or the pattern, right, of what you initially came into the therapy session for. And so it's almost like you need to break that cycle in some way.
Right.
And for a lot of people, doing the plant medicine journey is like, talk about breaking that cycle and really seeing it for what it is.
Right.
And seeing the bigger picture of it rather than it being so myopic.
Yeah.
You see the bigger picture of like, why that certain situation or that relationship or that experience happened.
Yeah.
And not only what it taught you
mm-hmm.
and what it kind of showed you in terms of who you are.
Yes.
But then it also allows you the sovereignty to kind of to reclaim who you are and how you actually want to move forward from that point on.
Right. Yeah. I think what I'm hearing you say, which I totally agree with, is that, if talk therapy is working for you, then it's certainly, this isn't about saying that you ought to stop doing that. Yeah. But there are many people, and I was one of them, where it wasn't enough.
Yes.
And yet I didn't understand how utilizing these other modalities could help me move through the process and crack me open in a way that the conversation that I was having with my therapist over time wasn't able to touch.
Yes.
So, what's great is that there are so many alternatives out mm-hmm. there. And we live in a universe that provides us with these amazing plants that can bring so much healing to us.
So much healing. It's really, I'm a big proponent of plant medicine. And again, this is probably the third time I'm saying it. It's not for everybody.
Right.
And I truly believe that you are actually called to certain plant medicines.
Yeah.
It will actually call to you. It will be undeniable because it will just start to, you'll hear somebody talk about it. A friend will mention it. You'll see something on your social media feed.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll just know, like you'll know that it's time for you to do it.
Right.
It's like it will be just undeniable. And that's why for me, I feel energetically like you made a contract with that specific medicine to come into your life at a very specific point to help you, shift onto a different timeline. Yeah.
So you were mentioning earlier that part of what gets revealed during the plant medicine journeys is sort of like an intuitive connection, right? An awakening to these gifts that you had. So let's talk about that healing journey, right? Because I feel like during your healing journey, you experience what you describe as that activation of your intuitive gifts.
Yes.
So tell us more about that. So, because I think that there are a lot of women that think they're intuitive, and yet they don't acknowledge it, validate it, or even act on it.
Yeah, or they dismiss it, right? We all do. I mean, it's just like synchronicities. Yeah. Everybody dismisses it as like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Yeah. But really, I mean, nothing is a coincidence.
No.
So for me, the reactivation of these different spiritual gifts was, like I mentioned, it didn't come all in at once. It came in kind of little by little. And then it started to kind of align and kind of gel together.
Okay.
And it really, all of it kind of coalesced, I would say by mid 2025 was really, honestly, was when everything just kind of gelled and I was like, oh. And then when cannabis stepped forward and she said to me, I want to build a relationship with you, was really when it just kind of sealed everything.
Okay.
And that's really when everything just completely came fully online for me. And so that would be the shamanic channeling, the light languages, the mediumship, and then this kind of interdimensional quantum energy work.
Okay.
So and it wasn't even Reiki anymore. Really, honestly, I barely did Reiki.
Wow.
Because again, the universe was blocking me from that because it was, again, telling me and I wasn't listening fully.
Yeah.
Where it was like, girl, that's not what you're going to be doing. So just stop. And again, because I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
And I think I know it all.
Right.
It's like, no. Yeah. This is what I'm going to do on the weekends.
That's right.
While I find this little, 9-to-5 job during the week as an office manager somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
Where I barely have to use my brain, right?
Yeah. So tell us what light language is.
So light languages can be in 3 different forms. It can come as automatic writing, which is essentially it's almost like you're receiving information and you're writing it down without even really thinking about it. It's just this, you just kind of become this vessel. And when I do my work with clients, I always call in not only spirit, but I also call in my higher self and all of my guides, my angels, my ancestors, my starseed families, the plant medicines. I pretty much call in everybody and I call them my spirit team.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of other people call them that too. You just are like,
right.
I call them all in. So light languages, okay, so it comes through in either automatic writing, hands. So your hands can move energy. Again, let's establish through physics, quantum physics, that we are all energy. And then the third way light language comes through is through vocals. So it could be tones, clicks, just different sounds, things that sound like almost like words that come through. Okay. So for me, it's primarily kind of words that come through. So the best way I could describe it is if you have ever seen that movie Avatar by James Cameron.
Absolutely.
The Na'vi, what they speak is very similar to, like, at least in terms of when I hear it, is kind of what my light languages sound like. And so I have different light languages that will come in at any given point when I'm doing client session, depending on the client. So for me, now this is really getting into the metaphysical, different starseed light languages will come through for a specific client. So it could be a combination of Arcturian, Lemurian, Pleiadian, ancient Egyptian, avian.
Wow.
There's so many that come through and they just work through me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I find this so fascinating because I myself am I'm a translator, and I pick up languages very easily. I can't speak them all, but I can understand them.
Mm-hmm.
And in a moment, we're going to talk about the shamanic session that we had.
Oh my gosh.
and I understood what you were saying,
Yep.
On that intuitive level, right? And I think that that's where language exists,
Yes.
at least in this form, is that it is something that's intuitive.
Absolutely.
And I found that was my relationship to language all along. My mother was an immigrant from Guatemala, spoke more Spanish than English, and when she would get upset or had some other challenges, she would forget her English, right? And so she would want me to help translate for her,
right?
And as a result of that, even though I was resentful as a kid to be the one to do it, I realized, man, that really helped me appreciate and access all the intuitive connection I have to all languages.
Absolutely.
And so I've traveled around, many parts of the world in countries whose language I don't know how to speak. However, I understand where I am, where I'm going, and I've been able to navigate it.
Absolutely.
And so this light languages make sense to me.
And at a deep, deep soul level,
right,
the light languages that come through will resonate for that specific person because there's something within their DNA structure that recognizes it.
Okay.
And that's why it comes through for them. And that's, at least when I do my client sessions, right? But language as a whole, so spoken words, right? Is very powerful. You can cast spells. So again, what always comes through during a client sessions, they always say say what you mean and mean what you say. Be meticulous with how you speak to not only yourself, but also to others, right? What you say is very important. You can literally cast spells. That is the witchy side of it.
Yeah.
But language, because it's all about frequency and vibration, it's very healing and very activating.
Right. It's very powerful.
Very powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you think about it in terms of most of what we say, we internalize.
Yes.
That's where it becomes magical to me.
Absolutely.
Or witchy, whichever way you want to describe it, right? Because you can cast yourself into a spell that can keep you stuck in a pattern by just what you keep saying over and over. This is what I describe as the narrative.
Yes.
That we unconsciously keep repeating and think this is the only way I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
When it's just something you keep repeating. That's all.
And we think that that's our identity and who we are.
Yes.
And it's not.
That's right.
Your identity and who you truly are at a soul level has nothing to do with what you do, how much you make, what your title is.
Right.
If you're a parent, if you're a daughter, son, it has nothing to do with those external things. It really is the truth.
Yes.
We think that it is, right? And that's why we're so attached to it. And it's so hard to break yourself out of those.
Because we too identify with
it. The relationships and the experiences and all the things. This is a much bigger conversation, obviously. But even with language, I think what happens, we are going through, from this 3D realm, we are shifting. There's a massive shift into the 5D realm. Okay. I'm going to say it.
You said it.
Because, and you and I have had, a lot of conversations about this. It has been happening and it is accelerating.
Yeah.
And language, when you're conscious, when your consciousness evolves, spoken word is so rudimentary.
Yeah.
It is actually going to be unnecessary. Because what's going to happen is telepathy is going to come fully online. And you are just going to know. There's going to be a feeling and a knowing about the other person.
Okay.
How they're feeling, what they're thinking.
Oh.
Between that telekinesis and teleportation, forget it. That sounds like science fiction, but forget it. But I'm just saying in terms of language.
Right.
Spoken word is so rudimentary. It is on such a basic level.
Right.
any being that is in the interdimensional realms,
Mm-hmm.
there is no need for language.
Right.
It's all telepathic.
Yeah.
It's all telepathic and feeling.
And I think that the closest human form gets to that is intuition.
Absolutely.
Right. And being able to emotionally connect. That's why.
And when you're in plant medicine journeys,
yes.
that's when you really know that the portals are open, the realms are there, and you just intuitively just know. You feel
Wow.
it. You
Wow.
feel it.
Yeah. And I think when women deny that they know what's going on inside them,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like they're setting themselves up to be disconnected from this deeper information.
And who they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, women, we are so powerful.
Right.
I mean, talk about the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
That we are powerful beyond measure. Women, I mean, there's a collective, right? The women, we are feeling it. We are really coming into our own. We're really reclaiming our power, our sovereignty, our voice.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 points of the 7 chakras that are in your system, the sacral, the heart, and the third eye. Those, I mean, talk about when those 3 are flowing and fully activated for women. And again, I'm speaking purely binary terms.
Right.
Talk about source of power. You are unstoppable. And then combine that with the regulated nervous system. I'm going to say it now because I've shared this with you. True generational wealth is a regulated nervous system.
There you go. You heard it here first.
You are unstoppable. Talk about being able to manifest immediately.
Right.
There's nothing holding you back.
So this is why we really need to heal.
Absolutely.
And do the shadow work and
do
really
the deep work.
Do the work so that we can stay in alignment with what our nervous system was always supposed to do.
And once your nervous system is at a really great point and you've recalibrated it and it feels healthy and strong, trust me, whatever beautiful divine gifts that you have and you've always had will start to come online. Right. It will be reactivated. There will be a beautiful remembrance of who you truly are. And that's who you truly are.
Okay. So let's back up. In terms of the nervous system, right? Because I think often we forget what came first. The nervous system, the body, the mind, the spirit.
Right.
Walk us through that a little bit.
I mean, it's all connected, right? I mean, yes, you can operate in this 3D world with one dominating, which for most people is the mind.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
The mind is a funny friend because it can talk you in and out of everything and anything.
That sounds like my mind.
Right? We've talked about this, right? I mean, we know that we can talk ourselves in and out of everything, even though our body and our intuition is telling us something completely the opposite.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So until you can actually connect the dots between your mind, body, and spirit, your nervous system actually can't get fully regulated.
Okay.
And that's why, again, that's why everything is connected. That's why doing the deeper dive and really doing that shadow work is so important.
So let me just clarify. So mind, body, and spirit it's almost like the super highway between the 3 is our nervous system.
Yes, the vagus nerve.
That's right, the vagus nerve.
Yes.
And if we can get that regulated, get that healed, get that in a state of balance, then we can be in alignment in those 3 realms of ourselves, right? And therefore we can access, manifest, potentialize our gifts in a much rapid and real way, right? And so people who are, because a lot of people are listening to our podcast are people who seek a higher purpose, people who, want to have a life worth living, have meaning to it. And I think that's wonderful. I think that really our work, why we're here, is to heal.
Absolutely.
And to heal in our nervous systems so that we can access all this deeper information.
Yes.
Because it will definitely allow you to go from 3D to 6D, 5D,
Yes.
whatever lies ahead, right? Yet we can't get there if we don't have a healed nervous system.
Yes.
Right.
And not only is that healing work that you do on an individual level,
Right.
it actually is for the collective.
Thank you.
So think about, if you are on that healing path for yourself,
Yeah.
I'm going to use myself as an example, and also you, is that what you find is that as you're doing the healing work on yourself,
Yes.
your gifts actually start to come online,
Right.
right? And then you realize like, oh, wow, I'm actually supposed to share my gifts and be of service to help other people remember who they are,
Right.
reactivate their gifts, help them to actually heal,
Yes.
really examine and process their traumas and help them break their cycles and patterns so that they can actually step into what they're truly meant to be doing.
Yeah, I was talking to my spiritual coach yesterday, and he was telling me the difference between leaders and followers are that leaders have done the healing work and can activate their gifts internally because they're in alignment internally, whereas followers haven't developed that yet.
Yes.
And so they're externalizing their healing work to someone that shows leadership qualities.
Right.
And you can tell the difference,
Yes.
And I think what's interesting is that the point I'm making is that while we do the work to get to heal, to really get in alignment, to really let our nervous systems finally get balanced, is that we can open up leadership qualities in ourselves. And we can find like, oh, wow, I could see things in a much bigger scale. I'm connected to the web of life in a much deeper way, and I know what to do now.
Yes.
So,
the clarity that you receive and the knowingness that you have when you really start to do the healing work is palpable. Like you will feel it on every level.
Right.
It's like you'll know that you're shifting. You know that you're changing. You know that you're evolving.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely becoming a different version of yourself.
Exactly.
That was always meant to be.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And it's like, it's exciting, but then it's also a little bit scary, right? Because you just don't really know how that's going to unfold. But again, that comes back to really fully trusting yourself and just trusting the guidance that you are receiving.
And so you are doing the healing work to reach your fuller potential towards being a part of the greater healing, and generational, right?
Generational, ancestral. I mean, healing is not a linear path.
That's right.
It comes in waves. There'll be stop and starts. There'll be moments where you are just deep in it for weeks, months. It feels like forever, right? And then you may come out of it a little bit and feel like, oh, you feel like, okay, I have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm seeing that. And then you'll sometimes go back into it, not as deep as before.
Right.
I mean, even just literally this morning, even yesterday, I was just crying in the morning. And it wasn't even really anything specific. It was a conversation that I had with my son that kind of, I think, triggered it. But then also, there was just this deep grief and sadness that I was feeling, not only for myself, but also just the collective. I just felt this grief that just needed to get expressed and released. And I just allowed myself to just sit there on my couch and just cry and just let it flow. And just, it's like, don't hold myself back. It's like, and now I mean, I know my body so well that I was like, okay, this is what you need to do.
Yes.
My body was like, I just want to get it out of here.
Right.
I'm feeling it. It's welling up, and it's just like, oh.
That brings up a good point. I think there's a misunderstanding of the healing process that once I'm in it, I'm stuck there.
Right.
And it's like the dark night of the soul
forever. Yes. And it's a journey. I mean, that's why they call it a journey. Like there is no perfection. There is no real like end point.
Yeah.
You may feel like there is, but then it's like something else will come up. But it truly is nonlinear. And once you actually just accept that, that like there are going to be moments where you're going to find joy and happiness and laughter and right.
Thank you.
It's like, yes, absolutely. we're meant to, as humans in this physical meat suit,
right,
we are meant to experience the full spectrum of the human experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the joy to like the intense grief.
Correct.
Right? And everything in between.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with experiencing any of it or all of it at any given point.
I think that's the amazing thing about life. It's so complex like that, that we're kind of called to hold grief and joy at the same time.
At the same time.
Right. And when you can see that they're not working against each other, right? That they're really meant to coexist.
Yes.
That things just get more expanded.
And life in general, life is meant to have polarity. You have to have the yin and the yang, right? The yin and the yang. It's like it's like the balance or whatever balance you're trying to find. That's what we're all trying to find, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because really, you don't want to be swinging from one extreme to the other. Because there's never any balance, right? It's like the scales. It's like you just want to find that balance in some way as much as possible, right?
Yes.
It's never going to be perfect. Again, you're never going to find the perfection and that balance. But just, always trying to like kind of figure out like, okay, where is kind of a semi-happy medium for the time being?
Yeah. I think that's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to unpack the shamanic spiritual surgery. First of all, describe what that means.
I was really grappling with how do I explain to somebody in a nutshell what it is that I do? Because without having a much deeper conversation with somebody, it's hard to encapsulate exactly what happens in a session. But so shamanic spiritual surgery entails, so what happens is, like I mentioned, I work with the spirit of cannabis.
Okay.
So I do ingest cannabis. I take an edible before a session with a client. And this is a good hour and a half to almost 2 hours before the client even arrives for their session, is that I will actually sit. And what happens is as the medicine starts to work through me, I will start to become, it's like Min gets moved to the side.
The personality.
And even my logical mind, my thinking mind gets moved to the side, and I become this kind of portal and this vessel for all of the information and the insights and the energy to just flow through me.
Right.
So what will happen? So the 3 light languages that I mentioned, the automatic writing, the hands, and the vocals. So I do all 3. So the first thing that'll happen is that I will just sit with my journal and I will start to just write everything down without editing. Everything that they're telling me to write for that particular person.
Right.
Even the wildest things that come through, I will write it down. It's not up to me to edit anything, because that information is not for me. It's actually for the client.
Right.
So that happens, and then when the client arrives, we talk for a little bit, and then I will put the client on the massage table, and they'll just relax, and then that's kind of where the interdimensional energy work happens.
Okay.
So that's where the energy will move through me. It'll move through my hands at any given point. The different light languages will come through, different sounds, different tones will come through. I will be guided as to exactly where I need to place my hands, what needs to get done, if I need to use a tuning fork to enhance what has been done. They're just guiding me the entire time.
Right.
So again, I am just kind of this vessel. It's like I'm channeling from beginning to the very end.
Right.
And then, really kind of the post after the actual kind of physical session happens is that, I'll share everything with the client, and I'll continue as we're talking to still continue to receive downloads and messages for them. So that kind of in a nutshell is what's shamanic, at least for me, my interpretation of what I do of shamanic spiritual surgery.
Okay.
It just entails all the different kind of gifts that have been reactivated for me.
Okay.
And it all just kind of, again, it kind of just coalesces in this session.
So before we talk about my session, tell me, is there a typical client, like things that typical clients come to you with?
What I've been finding is that the clients that have been coming to me is that, it's all word of mouth. but also they are ready.
Okay.
They're either being pulled to come and do a session with me because something is calling to them to do it, or they also feel like there's something that's a little stuck that they know they're going to cross over the threshold, but they don't necessarily know how to get there without doing a session.
So are there particular wounds that show up?
I mean, it really has run the gamut of, of real deep trauma, deep-seated trauma from childhood or young adulthood or even adulthood to just, I mean, as I'm thinking about it, I am realizing that all the clients that have been coming to me, that there are deep, not only traumas and wounds from this particular lifetime, but also a lot of them are carrying generational and ancestral trauma and wounds. That they are either meant to be the person in this particular lifetime to try and at least cut those energetic cords and heal those traumas for the ancestors. So there's a lot of deep work that is being done when they come for these sessions. It's on an interdimensional level. It really is. It truly is. Yeah. And you've experienced it.
I have. And I think what was interesting for me, it was definitely at the right time.
Yes.
Because I have, as I mentioned, have done quite a bit of plant medicine work. And so I have been revealed a lot of information, and I understand the whole idea of the trauma line and what the purpose of it. And so when I showed up and met with you, what surprised me the most was just how connected we were. Like we met in different timelines, right? We've been
in other lifetimes.
We've been a part of other lifetimes together. And so we started communicating in a very intuitive way. What you knew about me before I even showed up was ridiculous.
I know. Even I was floored.
Right. And so, we talked about things that on a much deeper level than I probably have with anyone who I've worked with. And I've worked with other psychics before. I've worked with other channelers before, but no one that was as informed about what I've been through as you were. And to the point being, it's like my experience of this process with you was that it validated for me everything that I've been through.
Yes.
And also, I just knew I was supposed to come meet with you.
Yes.
And you knew it too before I even showed up, booked the appointment.
They told me, they told me, your spirit and then your guides, they told me that you were going to come, even before you made the appointment. What's interesting is as you're speaking, what's coming up is that what happens in the session is that, or even before, is that what they've shown me and what they've told me is that it's almost like I do this kind of like interdimensional intake form. Right? Where like I am given access to every piece of information that's about that person, so that not only can I understand where that person is coming from, really truly understand on every level, mind, body, and spirit. Right? It's not just one, but also it's like it helps the client piece together all these different pieces of their story. It's all these little puzzle pieces that all of a sudden it connects for them. They're like, oh my God, it connects the dots of like, oh my God, no wonder I've been triggered by that, or why I continue to make the same decisions about this experience, or why I'm always drawn to this particular person in romantic relationships. Because it's like, you're like, not only is it in this lifetime that I've been doing this, but it's in other lifetimes, and there's trauma that has energetically followed me, at a soul level, and that's why. And I could see people like the clients. I can see everything just click into place for them when they realize that.
Yes, you also taught me a concept called spiritual hygiene.
Yes.
And we've talked about it, and I mean, I've talked about it with other people, and it's known similarly. However, talk a little bit about why it's so important.
So spiritual hygiene, in a nutshell, is creating like a little mini ritual for yourself that protects kind of your energy and kind of your energetic space, like your energetic bubble.
Right.
Right. So,
which could be like your home,
or
yourself, right?
Yourself. Even people that you care about. You can also smudge them.
Right.
So there are different ways that you can create a spiritual hygiene ritual for yourself. So it could be any combination of these. So it could be taking Epsom salt baths. Water is very healing, and also water holds memory.
Okay.
And salt. Adding salt to water is very powerful and very cleansing and healing.
You call that living water.
Living water,
right.
Yes. And you can also drink it too. So when you add anything like, slices of cucumber or fruits or even a pinch of really good sea salt to your water, it actually helps your body to really hydrate properly.
Okay.
It holds on to the water molecules much better than if you're just like chugging tons of water.
Right. Because
what will happen is that water will just go through you if it's not living water.
Okay.
So that's really important. So taking Epsom salt baths is very healing. Could be part of your spiritual hygiene, routine. Smudging. So smudging is using either, white sage or Palo Santo or incense, and, walking through your entire space, smudging, letting the smoke touch like the four corners, doing your whole body, smudging your whole body, including the bottoms of your feet. And then I also like to do any areas like the kitchen and the bathroom that has water.
Okay.
So like I'll turn the tap on, and kind of smudge it, turn it off. I'll do it in the shower, the toilet, and the sink in the bathroom.
Okay.
The bathroom, believe it or not, they've told me, I'm not making this up. It's not just me. They told me the bathroom is actually a very powerful portal because it has 3 different ways of water.
Okay.
Right? Sink, usually sink, bathtub, and toilet.
Right.
So it's actually very important to not only flush properly, but also to close the toilet lid.
Okay.
Water is all about abundance. And to close the door to the bathroom when you're not using it. Or obviously when you're using it, usually closing the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it leaks. It leaks that abundance energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what they've been telling me. Okay. So that's, another way that you can create a kind of a spiritual hygiene routine for yourself. I mean, the other thing you can do that is always just really simple is to just envision a huge bubble of white light just protecting you. Yeah. And sometimes I just say in my head, I just say, I know I'm always divinely guided and protected.
There we go.
I know that that spirit and my guides are always protecting me.
Yeah.
That I'm always protected.
Yeah, I liked what you had said earlier about taking all of those guides, angels, teachers with you as you walk into a session.
Yeah, your spirit team.
Right, your spirit team.
They're all there for you. They really are. And even, the loved ones who have transitioned. Right. They're part of your spirit team too. So you can always call on them. Right. Always call on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a deepening bench of angels from my family.
We all do. We have each person has, have very big spirit teams. If you want to access them at any point, you just have to give them permission to help you.
Okay. So let's talk about just some of the misunderstandings that can come into this kind of process. Like, what would you want people to know about this shamanic spiritual surgery that they might, be too quick to write it off?
I mean, I think maybe one of the misconceptions could be, I think it's all based on fear, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. Is that I think most people are afraid of doing a session because they know deep down, without really admitting it to themselves, that it is really going to crack them open. Okay. It's going to show them a lot of things, and it's going to show them a lot of truths that they may not be ready for. Right. So they don't do it. Right. But I'll plant the seed. Yeah. Because I know at some point they'll be called to it. Right.
Okay. Right.
So that's one of the things I think is kind of a misconception, but it's not even a misconception. It's more based on the fear.
Okay.
I think the other misconception is that it's going to be a one and done.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like anything in life,
right.
Nothing is a one and done.
No.
This is, I mean, when you do a session with me, the first session, yes, it'll crack you open and there'll be a lot of information that is shared on every level.
Right.
Right. Again, mind, body, spirit, energetically, all the things, because that portal is open. That sacred portal, when I open it, I mean, it is open.
Yes.
But it's not a one and done, because the healing work is not one and done. Like, trust me, if
right.
I would be a multi-billionaire right now if I could literally, you come to me and you just do one session and it's like one and done.
Of course. Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I would sign up for that too.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, come to me, it's one and done.
Yeah. And yet I think the point is, as far as I can tell, based on things that I've learned to this point, is that we learn best through repetition.
Absolutely.
And our mind, the one thing about it that is limited is it can only expand so much at a time.
Yes.
Right? And that's why repetition is important.
And the unveiling, what I have found with clients that have come back to me multiple times and continue to come back to me is that it's almost like a slow unveiling of the information for each person.
There you go.
Like,
because
the
veil gets lifted.
Yes, little by little. Because if they gave you everything, I don't even think you'd be able to sit and really process any of it, because it's just so overwhelming.
Okay.
Because it encompasses not only this particular lifetime and the traumas and the ties that you have with certain people.
Right.
Right? But it encompasses all these other lifetimes. It's a lot of information.
Yes.
To connect those dots and process it and be like, oh, now I know why, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. So it's an unveiling little by little, and then things just start to naturally unfold.
Right. And your nervous system can only handle so much at a time.
Absolutely.
That's the other part of this too.
Yes.
Right? It's
absolutely.
Weird because we really want to always make sure we do this in a way that helps it feel safe.
Safe, and it's gentle.
Right.
As much as possible.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It's an unfolding for sure.
So I want to talk again about the divine feminine in terms of like what's happening right now that women are finally awakening. Talk a little bit about why so many women are awakening right now.
I mean, there is a massive energetic shift that is happening.
Right.
Collectively. It is not just an individual experience. It is global.
Absolutely.
And it's not even, it has nothing to do with where you are in your life. It has nothing to do with age, nothing. Women are being called to not only fully step into who they truly are.
Yes.
They're really reclaim their sovereignty and their power, reclaim their voice, and to really start to do the healing work so that they can fully step into who they are meant to be in this particular lifetime.
Wow.
And to really get clear about what their purpose is. You know, what is it that they're supposed to be doing in this particular lifetime, right? And so there is this collective energetic shift that is happening where women are just, it's almost like this awakening. Again, it's like this veil that we've all had. What I always kind of see is this kind of collective amnesia that's happened for everybody.
Right.
Not just women, but also for men. We are in, when you incarnate in this lifetime, there's this kind of veil that gets put over you. So you really don't remember who you truly are and the gifts that you have.
Right.
But there has been this collective amnesia where there has been a level of brainwashing where we have believed certain things about ourselves and the world around us.
Right.
That has limited us, right? These belief systems and culturally, societally has put us in very specific categories and boxes where now women are really seeing beyond this. Again, that curtain has been pulled back.
Right.
And you're really seeing everything for what it is. And again, there's no going back once you see it.
Right.
And so that's why there's this kind of like divine feminine energy rising where there's this rage. The rage is really important for women. Because we have been suppressed in so many ways.
Right.
Mind, body, and spirit have been squashed for so long, for generations and lifetimes.
Yes.
That forget grief.
Right.
The rage is coming up.
Right.
And being able to fully express that rage
Right.
is so important for women to reclaim their power, but also to be able to fully start to heal. It is so important, that rage, to acknowledge that you have that rage.
I think what's so incredible is it's been historically suppressed.
Oh my God.
As a way to control
Absolutely.
the feminine energy.
Well,
right?
the root word of hysteria, right? Hysterectomy, that's what they would do. When they thought women were like, hysterical, they would give them hysterectomies.
Right. Incredible.
Just think about that connection.
Yeah. And burning them at the stake.
Giving them lobotomies, medicating them.
Right. Right.
But think of how this is really women, once we reclaim not only our power and our sovereignty, and we all realize that our womb, the sacral, is one of the most powerful portals. This is it. Right. Creation.
Right.
Nothing happens without this portal. This is creation. I was watching a video and this woman said, and it resonated so deeply with me. She said, really what this planet is all about is just mothers and their children.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, she's so right.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, it's so simple, but I was like, that is so true.
True. Right. So being able to connect and get in alignment with the sacral energy.
The sacral, the heart and the third eye.
Right. Wow.
I mean, when you align, when your nervous system is calibrated and those three, I mean, obviously all the 7 chakras, but like those 3 in particular are just connected and flowing.
Right.
Forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are magical. I mean, we're magical anyway, but forget it. The manifestations and what you are able to create, unstoppable.
Incredible.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. I think, one of the things I've learned and come to appreciate is that I participated at a certain stage of my life with I stopped talking about what I knew to be true. And I just gave over my power to my husband, to his belief systems, to his family systems. And up until that point, we had a lot of conflict because it was very clear as we grew older that we were just really, really different. And
what were you suppressing? What were the belief systems for you that you were suppressing?
I was suppressing that about my unique gifts and qualities that for me at that stage were very physical. I was getting really drawn into performing at a very high athletic level, yet it created a lot of conflict within my marriage. And instead of, as someone who was well trained, and we talked about this earlier, to keep the peace, right, to make other people feel safe with me, I subjugated myself. And it was too familiar. I have done this in many, many lifetimes, as an attempt to not be a threat.
Yes, make yourself small.
Right, and so I began a decade or two of contraction. And the funny thing is that when you're really meant for something more, to a lot of other people, you'll look like you are very high performing, like you really are creating a lot of incredible stuff.
Right.
And however, what I wasn't allowing was this alignment of mind, body, and spirit, or the healing of my nervous system. So I was any belief that would come up that was about healing, any thought about, it was really like, I'll only do this if it help my marriage get better.
Right.
I'll only do this for that.
Right.
I wasn't thinking that this was a deeper purpose that I was being called for, right? And the way that it was being reflected back to me is it would expand just to a point.
Yeah. And then it would contract back.
And then it would contract back. That was like the fear snap, right?
Yep.
And so only on this side of my my life and that dark night of the soul process that you described, have I realized, wow, like the reason why my life is expanding in much big, fast ways now is because I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not allowing my beliefs to be subjugated by anyone or anything.
Right.
And I'm really finally embracing wherever this takes me as being the path that I'm meant to be on.
Right.
And it's such a freeing feeling. At the same time, I realize what it does is it opens me up to meeting other like-minded people, like yourself, like other people that I've gotten to work with and learn from. And collectively, we're seeing the healing process just unfold universally.
Absolutely. And opening yourself up to just receive all the beautiful guidance and information that you were meant to receive.
Right.
And just have it be this really beautiful flow of this, energetic, symbiotic reciprocity that happens. That just is like, you don't even have to force it in any way.
Because I think what's interesting, I mentioned I'm from a big family. My mother was Guatemalan. My mother, therefore, was Mayan, and Mayan lineage is in our family. Well, there's a lot of intuitive, shamanic healing that is in that lineage, and I never quite embraced it the way I do now. Yeah. And so, in my family, my mother was one. I have a few sisters that chose to shut down their access to this information through addictions. And I, for a while, had an addictive path, but I was always meant for bigger things, that I was guided away from those shadows, away from that bondage. I have, and it's always amazed me. I called it being guided by grace. Really, I think the sacred contract that I wrote with these plant medicines, that they were put on my path the right time.
Yes.
To bring me forward in a different way.
Absolutely.
Right?
To bring you back on your timeline of your highest growth.
That's right.
Your highest timeline.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
And I can see it, like I can feel it when we were just talking the other day, and I said to you, what the most incredible part about all this is that we are awakening along with a lot of other powerful beings, men and women, but mostly women. And I get so excited when I meet other women that are doing this work.
Oh my God.
And it just is like, finally, these are my people.
Yes.
And
you just feel such a deep, immediate connection.
That's right. That's how it was when I met you.
Again, without even using any words.
That's right.
You just feel it in your heart. You literally do. You feel it energetically.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to actually bring up, because you brought it up, is that I want people to know that being overproductive is actually trauma response.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Just like oversharing is a trauma response. So I think for people, especially now, I think the oversharing, especially when New York City, right, is like is like the heart of overproductivity, and being that being the measurement of who you are and what you do, all the things, like your value.
Right.
But because of social media, everyone is so used to oversharing for validation, external validation, but not really truly realizing that it's actually a trauma response. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure we all know a lot of people, right, who either are beyond overproductive, can never slow down. Yeah. They always have to be doing something.
Yeah,
my
mother was
They
like
can never really sit still with themselves because, again, it's too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So they always need to be distracted in some way, good or quote unquote good or bad. And then the people who overshare, they're like just it's almost like word vomit where they just can't stop sharing or talking.
Right.
But that's, those are, I just want people to know that, like, and it's not in any way to shame anybody.
Right.
Because I think the more that you're aware of it,
right,
that actually empowers you to actually take a step back and be like, okay,
yeah,
I noticed that about myself.
Right.
That self-awareness is key.
Yeah, the way it showed up for me was that I would overshare as a result of attempting to push someone away. Oh. I thought it was a way to bond us, not understanding what trauma bonds really mean.
Oh my God, you totally did the opposite. Right. Yeah, because people trauma bond by oversharing.
Right, and I was doing it because of abandonment wounds. And I kind of have come to this conclusion that if I share all of my wounds with you, right. you'll go away.
Right, you won't love me.
And then I won't have, won't be as painful
right.
as if I loved you and then
yes.
you went away.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's interesting how that works.
Yeah.
But I think that what, as we wind up here, that I want to just sort of help people connect is that healing is possible. Right?
Yes.
Reinvention is possible, right? And it's necessary.
Yes.
Right? And that there are so many ways to heal, yet the important thing is to begin.
Yes.
To begin.
It is such an act of bravery to fully step into your healing journey.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not going to be easy, it won't be smooth, it's nonlinear.
Right.
But reinventing yourself is powerful and magical. You cannot even fully comprehend what is waiting for you when you cross that threshold. It will unfold in ways that you could have never anticipated or expected. I would have never, ever thought. I mean, I was always clairvoyant, always had visions, very, very precog dreams, all the things, right? Like I had a lot of intuition, like all the things. I would have never anticipated that this is where I'm at right now in my life.
Same. Right. Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
Right.
Never would have guessed.
I would agree with you. I think it's hard for women, particularly in this society,
yes.
that we've been so entrained to doubt ourselves,
yes.
to doubt our gifts, to think that something as a real lucid dream
yes.
or a reoccurring dream is more than just that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I think that's the thing that's really important to keep in mind.
And really to not be afraid of doing that, sometimes very difficult and painful self-examination.
Right.
Because reinventing yourself, it is scary in the moment as you're going through the process. But man, I don't even know, because I'm so in it right now, in the thick of it, I don't even know, because I think about like what I would feel like being on like my deathbed, right?
Right.
And like looking back on my life and being like, why didn't I kind of, swerve and pivot into that other timeline, right? When I was given that opportunity and shown so clearly that this is what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine not taking that leap of faith.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you're kicking and screaming doing it, but knowing deep down that like there's a different path for you. If you choose, again, it's a choice point.
So let me tell you, I think I've already shared the story with you, but I wanted to include it in this conversation, is that I've always had a fear of heights. And I never understood it because as a kid, I could climb trees, I could scale up and just hang out perched. And yet the older I got, the more fearful my nervous system, my body came with certain heights. And anyway, part of the healing work, I've talked to many, many different types of people from different modalities, what that really is about. And what I would have, and I believe this to be true, is that my nervous system knows that in my history, which is what the nervous system is built on, that I have jumped many, many times.
Yes.
So it's not a fear of heights, it's a fear that I'm going to jump.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I get a tingling in my toes and my feet every time I'm at a certain height. And so I'm really just so like, I find that so funny and yet so right on.
Yes.
That I have reinvented myself so many times in so many timelines that the tingling happens at my feet when I'm at a certain level, because it's ready for me to jump into another timeline or another lifeline.
Absolutely. Physically and metaphorically,
That's
right?
That's right.
I mean, it's so interesting what your body remembers. Your body, as we all know, body keeps the score, but your body always tells you the truth.
Yeah.
Always tells you the truth.
I think it's great. I think it's great. So let's get into what I call rapid fire.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a first part of the sentence and then I want you to finish it.
Okay.
Okay. Healing is?
Healing is necessary, empowering, and spiritual.
Fantastic. Women need to remember?
Oh, gosh. Women need to remember how magical and powerful they are.
Oh, love that.
We are such powerful and magical beings on every level.
Wow.
We can do anything.
Yes.
This planet would not exist without women and the matriarchy.
There you go. There you go. Amen. One thing I know for sure today that I didn't know 10 years ago is?
That I know nothing. That I thought I knew because that type A was like trying to control everything and thought I knew what the end point was going to be. And it has shown me time and time again, especially within the last, 4 or 5 years, that I really don't know anything. And that really, it really is truly just like the blind faith and the trust is just trusting that it's going to unfold the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And that divine timing is a real thing.
Wow.
It is a real thing.
Wow.
It will unfold the way it's supposed to for you, and the people will come into your path who are supposed to come into your path.
Amen. Amen. Thank goodness for that. So, Min, where can people find out more about your work and you? Yeah,
so I am not on social media. I mean, I am on social media with my old podcast, which is Mindful Trip Official.
Okay.
So I'm on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. But, if people are interested, if they, want to have a conversation with me, or if they want to come and do a session or are curious about a session, I'm happy to have a chat with them.
Okay.
They can reach me at my email, which is mjlee820@gmail.com.
Okay.
So that's the best way.
Wonderful. We'll make sure all that's listed in the show notes. Okay. So thank you for joining us for this conversation. I'm really grateful that you were here, Min. This has been
thank you so much.
So amazing. If today's episode resonated with you, I hope it reminds you that healing is possible, reinvention is possible, and that there is wisdom available for all of us to help us expand and grow into the best version of ourselves. If you're looking for support on your healing process or transition in life at this moment, please remember to check out what's available at annamcbride.com, and you can set yourself up for a complimentary consultation with me and learn more about all the things that we offer at that website. You've been listening to She Asked, Tools for Practical Hope. Until soon, be well.